A setback may delay the journey, but it can also redirect us to something greater. My name is Al-Jalil, and today I'm going to talk about something that every single person in this room has experienced at least once in their life. Today I'm going to talk about something how what seems like a setback can actually become a blessing in disguise. Let me take you back to a day when I was just a kid, back to a day when I learned a lesson the hard way. I was excited. I was not a little excited. I was beyond excitement. My family was going on a trip to the northern areas of Pakistan. And for the very first time in my life, I am going to travel by the train. For you, it might sound ordinary, but to a child who has never boarded once before, it's like the starting of the greatest adventure of his life. I told to all my friends, all my cousins, and probably to anyone who stood still long to listen me. As we reached to the railway station, we waited there for 15 minutes and 20 minutes. The announcement came. Our train has finally been arrived. I couldn't wait a single minute. We started boarding and I remember that I was right at the entrance of train, one hand holding the railing and looking inside with my biggest smile on my face. At that moment, the ticket examiner walked towards us. It was little weird for me, but everything was perfect. We were having tickets and everything was normal. He took the tickets and started checking them. And after a few moments, his face expression suddenly changed. At that moment, he quietly said that these tickets were valid until yesterday. These aren't valid for today's journey. These are expired. There was complete silence for 1 minute. My father and my uncle immediately start talking with the ticket examiner. There must be any misunderstanding? They checked again, but the answer remained same. We stepped back to the platform, and after a few minutes, the whistle blew. The train pulled away. At the moment, what I could do was just stand over there and stare it while leaving. On very next day, my father and my uncle sat together, and they discussed about every possible option. And as sometimes life writes its best chapter after making us believe that story has been ended. My father looked up and said that we are still going. Everyone was surprised and shocked at that moment. Everyone stared on him and he continued that if we couldn't travel by the train, we will travel by the air. At that moment, I could not believe that I thought that trip was cancelled yesterday. But now I was going to experience something that I didn't even imagine about this trip. The disappointment of missing one train became the reason that we boarded one flight ticket. And that's when I truly understood the meaning of this quote. That I lose a little today to win a greater tomorrow. The disappointment of missing one train at the morning became the reason we booked a train flight ticket. This might sound small to you, but for us, it taught us a lesson that when we are facing a setback, all we need is to wait patiently and refusal to give up. At that moment, some people might don't understand what is happening, but with the time, they will understand what is happening and why that is happening. So at the last, I would like to leave this stage with this, that remember, the step back is never a stop sign. It is a stepping stone. The opportunity that you are looking for may be behind the obstacle you are facing right now. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. See you soon.